Zenkutsu Dachi, also called as front stance, the first Shotokan karate stance used when practicing basic while stepping forward and backward is Zenkutsu Dachi. This is classed as a basic stance and most people can grasp the basic fundamental of this stance very quickly, although there are many advanced concepts with this stance later on in your karate practice. Weight distribution for front stance is 70% of your weight on your front leg and 30% on your back leg. Feet should be hip width to shoulder width apart. This width will decrease as you advance in your karate. Stance length depends on the length of your legs, but on shoulder width and a half is a good guide to start. Feet should be both facing forward as much as possible. There are two positions when practicing front stance. There are square and side on. Roll the hips up and try not to let the hips stick out. Keep your back straight. Try not to lock the back leg straight. Your back knee should be very slightly bent. Your front knee should be heavily bent and you should not be able to see the toes of your front foot. Try not to let the front knee fall inwards, keep it facing forward. If you drop a line down from your front knee, it should come down just above the ball of the foot. Kokutsu Dachi, also known as back stance. The hardest basic Shotokan karate stance is definitely Kokutsu Dachi. Although this is classed as a basic stance, most people find this difficult and uncomfortable. Weight distribution for back stance is 70% of your weight on your leg, on your back leg, and 30% on the front leg. Some dojo practice 80% back leg and 20% front leg. Feet should be at 90% angle to each other and heels in line. Push the back hip forwards at the 45% angle and pull the front hip back. Roll the hips up and try not to let your hips stick out. Keep your back straight. Your back knee should be heavily bent, and if you drop a line down, it should just come inside your back leg's big toe. Try not to let the back knee fall inwards. Keep it facing 90 degrees to the front and just above the back leg's big toe. Your front knee should be slightly bent at all times. Try not to let the front knee fall inwards. Keep it facing forward. Kibadachi. Kibadachi, also known as horse riding stance. Shotokan karate stance Kibadachi is first used when practicing Yokogiri Kekomi and Yokogiri Kei. Kibadachi is also used extensively throughout the Shotokan kata. This is classed as a basic stance and most people can grasp the basic fundamental of this stance very quickly, although there are many advanced concepts with this stance later on in the karate practice. Weight distribution for Kibadachi is weight central. Stance length depends on the length of your legs, but on shoulder width and up is good guide to start. Feet should be both facing forward as much as possible. Bend the knees naturally. Do not push the knees out or let them collapse inwards. Roll the hips up and try not to let your hips stick out. Keep your back straight. Tighten the inside of the thigh. If you drop a line down from either knee, it should come down inside the big toe. Nekowashi Dachi, also known as cat stance. This stance is used in several black belt Shotokan kata. Weight distribution for Nekowashi Dachi is 90% of your weight on your back leg and 10% on the front leg. Feet should be together when testing the stance width. Stance length may vary a little from dojo to dojo, but but we have front foot just in front of the back foot, so the heel of the front foot is only just in front of the toes of the back foot. Bend the back knee as much as possible. Back foot should be facing forward as much as possible. Front foot should be facing forward with heel up. Roll the heel up and try not to let hips stick out. Keep your back straight. Keep your knees in close. If your front knee is brought back, it should be next to the back knee. Tighten the inside of the thighs. Kosadachi, known as cross leg stance. The cross stance is generally performed for turning, dodging to the side, or when landing from a jump. Move your back leg forward so that the back knee is tucked into the back of the front knee. The whole front foot is flat on the floor. Rear foot toes and ball of the foot touches the ground. Keep your back and neck straight. Tilt your pelvis upward. Tense up your lower abdomen.